And I'm being joined right now by Ms. Meenakshi Lekhi, who was the former Minister of State for External Affairs. Thank you very much, Ms. Meenakshi Lekhi, for joining us. Crucial days ahead. It's been a long road. The Women's Bill was passed with almost unanimous backing. But this amendment is shrouded in uncertainty. Do you see this? Do you see the uncertainty?
No, I don't think we should hope that there is no uncertainty. This certainly is going to be the law. Whether some people want to go down in the history as opponents or others who want to go down in the history as supporters, irrespective of whatever the stance people take, history will be on the side of the right, and that right is that women deserve to be in the parliament, which has been neglected over a very long period of time. So they have to be in the parliament, and all kind of cajoling and decent conversations around it have happened in the past, but action speaks louder than the words, and it's time to act and enact and take it forward.
Well, ma'am, before I get into the politics of it all, and I have to ask you about the politics as well, let's just look at the numbers. You've been in the parliament holding important portfolios in the cabinet. It is very sad to see the kind of representation women have in the parliament. The highest has been relatively very poor, 14%, 16%. Numbers are very, very disappointing. What do you see happen in these coming days in the parliament?
I would say that there is always a glass ceiling for women, no matter where they are. But it's sometimes our actions speak louder than the words, and it's time that we act in a manner that there are incapacities and disabilities which are systemic and are created by the system. We need to alter that method of working, and in that alteration, I think the maximum number of women our country has seen, especially from the time of independence till now, has been 16.67%, close to 70%, in the 17th Lok Sabha, in which I was also there. Before that, and even one after that, the number of women has always been dwindling, has always been less. That means all permutation combinations have failed to increase the number of women and representation. So an artificial methodology is adopted till this becomes the norm to run the policy making, to have a better representation, to showcase the right value system for the social upliftment. It is for the society's well-being and not just for the women. Women make places more cogent and more representative, and I think that's the whole idea. And once this is only representative of a malice which is far deeper. So in case of forces, in case of bureaucracy, in case of professions, in case of judiciary, everywhere you'll see less and less number of women. So this gives an impetus to social systemic methodology which kept women out of the power structure. So this is one way of getting them into the power structure.
No, so you have spoken about timing, and you are talking about how crucial this timing is, but isn't that exactly what the opposition is crying foul over? Isn't that what the opposition is really objecting to and saying that this is nothing but a foul play, a political play by the centre with respect to the timing in the middle of elections?
But when you count the numbers, and according to you, 2/3 majority is not there, so arithmetic is not working. But I would still suggest wait and watch. This is a constitutional amendment, but it will sail through, and you will get the support of a whole lot of people, because it will be very hard for people to oppose it who have sought for it and who have asked for it, and especially around the election time, it will be very, very difficult for these parties to oppose the bill. So you will see the number falling in place. Now, that's number one. Number two, I genuinely feel that when in the past this was passed and this was proposed unopposed and all that, I think all those people will also come forward to support, especially the two impediments which existed. One was the existing leadership who did not want to give away 1/3 of their share, because existing male members who are already established leaders in their constituencies, so they would not like to share their seat no matter what they think in terms of, they may support the bill, but who wants to let go of one's own share. And when the number of seats is going up under delimitation, then these male members who are already there in the parliament will have no opposition. Number two, the second opposition was coming from southern states, a whole lot of them, who felt that their share in the total delimitation phase will go down. Even that has been addressed in a manner by amending certain articles and not amending certain articles, and going by the 2011 census. So even their apprehensions have been addressed. So I think all in all, this will be supported by the people in the parliament, because two major impediments which one saw have already been addressed.
It's interesting that you say this, Meenakshi Lekhi, because there are two things that you have said. One, you have spoken about the arithmetic not really mattering. You are saying that watch what the opposition is going to do. They don't have really an option. You've spoken about the timing being very critical for the government. But again, I'm asking you this question. Opposition crying foul over the timing. The south of India is up in arms. When I say south of India, of course, I mean the chief ministers of opposition-ruled states in south of India crying foul over the timing in the middle of elections.
No, but isn't it the most appropriate time, because their true colors will be shown to the public? Otherwise, they would have created impediment. I think government is damn serious about passing the bill, and they know either you face your defeat in the coming elections or you support the bill. So I think it's a fantastic strategy. I would say that, look, in the past, if anyone has understood what happened in the parliament, every time there will be walkovers, they will raise some silly questions about reservation within the reservation. They will ask about all kinds of, questions in the parliament. See to it that the bill doesn't get passed. So that has been the past history. So 23, we saw that bill was addressed and everyone was gung-ho about it. And now one knows that what they say, the stripes of a tiger or spots of a leopard cannot be changed. So if you know that what they say is what they don't mean, and they can create impediments, and government is damn serious about passing the bill. So they chose a time that either the opposing parties, the opposition came from certain states in the south and opposition came from certain other states. So either you support the bill or face the music. Your own people will bring you down. So I think that's a fabulous strategy. I look at it that if you're serious about passing it, you've got to address all the impediments, and that's what Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi-led government has done. They have tried to plug all the blocks which were a possibility.
Fabulous strategy, you say, Ms. Lekhi. Opposition says assault on democracy. We'll have to see how this plays out in the parliament. But my last question to you, as a woman, what's your response to the debate around merit versus quota, to people outside the parliament, including some women also, who are saying, why in 2026 are we really talking about reservation, about women's reservation?
No, but why can't there be merit within the quota? And there could be merit in the quota, especially when you are transitioning and you are in a fast forward mode. So a country which is an ancient civilization and gave every bit of position and respect to women, even in the medieval period when the world was in the dark phases. At that time also, this country saw some remarkable women in the form of Rani Abakka, Rani Chinnamma, Jhansi ki Rani, so on and so forth. So ruler class of women existed. Women as brave soldiers fought for the freedom of this country. INA, Rani Jhansi regiment, etc., etc. Neera Arya, who was the intelligence chief of INA. So the point I'm making is this country has seen that, but this country has also seen that the number of women in the parliament and other places did not go up till we have 83rd, 84th Amendment. Then we change the position in local bodies. So local bodies, the performance has been fantastic. Women have started participating. There was a time when we started with the Sarpanch Pati kind of a thing, and people mocked it. There were kind of resistance, but that situation has changed. So position of women who are sarpanches within their own village and family, and now Pati has also started maintaining distances, etc., etc. That transition we have seen. So when we have seen that transition at the grassroots, why should the same transition be not there at the political level? Ideally, there should not have been a need for quota. I am someone who won 2 elections without quota, but I also know the impediments, and the impediments are aplenty, that irrespective of meritorious women end up not getting tickets within the party. So unless the parties are forced to give, they will not give. So at least let's start somewhere, and it is not a permanent solution. The permanent solution is people on merit have to progress, and people on merit have to contest irrespective of gender in their geographies, and not necessarily women should be women versus women and men versus men kind of situation. I don't completely, I'm not in favor of that, but I also know somewhere this glass ceiling that needs to be shaken and broken, and only once you have started and there is a pattern in it, women will make it of their own.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Meenakshi Lekhi, for joining us. Thank you so much for your time. Crucial days ahead indeed.
Thank you. Thank you.